So if you are at an area which you can fill the black water holding tank filled with fresh water, one of the best ways to break some of that debris free is to get it so that the water line is well above where the discharge port is. So basically fill it as full as you can get the black water holding tank, and then gently crack open the valve, maybe 1/4 of an inch in the pull, and then slowly open the valve, and that will allow water to be forced through that smaller opening. This can break free a lot of the debris which is built up inside of the tracks and across the blade itself. Then, once you have the blade fully open, work it back and forth several times while water is still rushing past it. This will allow for any additional debris to be worked free from the track of the blade, and this can help get most of the debris out of there. Sometimes just running water past it is not enough to clear out debris which is built up in the gasket chamber in between the knife valve and the rest of the assembly. So in order to clear this out, we highly recommend placing an additional bayonet fitting style knife valve on it so you can shut off water flow so no water is able to leave that area. Then with the original valve in the open position and the added on valve in the closed position, fill that area up with as much water as it takes to actually cover that area. It does take quite a few gallons of water in order to make sure that all of this is submerged. Then we recommend adding a bottle of Clear It into the black water holding tank and allow it to sit for as much time as possible. Sometimes all that it takes is overnight, 8 to 12 hours in order to break up the debris. Other times it can take a little bit longer, 24 to 72 hours, depending on how much debris is built up inside there. And before you dump and open the secondary valve which you've added on there, we highly recommend moving the valve back and forth a few times in order to clear out anything which might be stuck in there. Usually this is enough to break through any debris in toilet paper which might have gotten stuck in the path of the knife valve. If you just need to lubricate the shaft of the valve itself, then all that we recommend that you do is apply a dry lube occasionally in order to make sure that it's moving freely. We also recommend that it is a dry lube and not something like WD-40 because these can attract a lot of dust and that can actually build up inside of the chamber itself, which is much more difficult to clear out. So always go with a dry lube. Whenever you lubricate the shaft, be sure and work it back and forth with an empty tank several times in order to make sure that it's moving freely in the way which it should.